Welcome to Supernatural Japan, the podcast where history, mystery, and the unexplained meet under the shadow of torii gates and cherry blossoms. I'm your host, Kevin O'Shea, and tonight we travel to one of Japan's most international cities, the beautiful port of Kobe. Now, this is a special episode for me because I am a huge fan of Kobe. I called Kobe home for 10 years, and both of my children were born there. Kobe is their hometown, and I like to call it my second hometown. Tucked away in the forested hills, just north of the city, lies a hidden cemetery. One that most locals have never seen, and few visitors know exists. It's the Kobe Foreign Cemetery, and it's the final resting place of those who came to Japan from faraway lands during the 19th and early 20th centuries, and never left. But some say they truly never rested at all. Tonight, we explore the ghost stories and legends surrounding this forgotten graveyard and trace the international roots of Kobe, a city shaped by foreigners, trade, tragedy, and maybe something otherworldly. To understand why there's a foreign cemetery on a mountain in Kobe, we need to go back to the Meiji era. In 1868, Japan opened its ports to foreign trade after centuries of isolation, and the port of Kobe became one of the most important entry points from the outside world. Merchants, missionaries, diplomats, and adventurers from Europe, America, and China poured into the city. Western-style buildings sprang up in neighborhoods like Kitano and the Kurouchi, or foreign settlement. International schools, churches, banks, and consulates created a cosmopolitan culture unlike anywhere else in Japan at the time. Kobe quickly became a melting pot of cultures, a place of business, innovation, and cross-cultural encounters. But for some foreigners, Japan would be their final destination. Not as a stop on a journey, but as a place where their lives ended. The Kobe Foreign Cemetery was established in 1871, and it's still there today, though hidden away in the quiet mountains above the city. The site is located in the Futatabi area within Futatabi Park, a forested area in Chuo Ward, about 30 minutes by car or 1 hour's hike from central Kobe. You'll find it on the slopes of Mount Futatabi, not far from the Futatabi driveway, a scenic mountain road that winds through Roko's forested ridges. If you're hiking from the city, one route begins at Shin Kobe Station, passes through Ninobiki Falls, and leads up towards the Futatabi Pond. And from there, the cemetery is just a short walk away. But there's a catch. The cemetery is not open to the public, but it is open to guided tours a few days a year. It's fenced off and secured with a locked iron gate. It's possible to see the cemetery from the nearby park, and the closest convenient access point for hikers is the Suzurandai station on the Kobe Electric Railway. And yet, the spirits don't seem to care much about gates, do they? It's time to talk about some of the ghostly legends from Kobe's Foreign Cemetery. First, the Lady in White. The most well-known spirit said to haunt the cemetery is a pale woman dressed in white, her clothing style like those out of the Victorian era. Hikers have reported glimpsing her through the trees, drifting silently near the perimeter fence, her face lost in shadow. Some say she was a British woman shipwrecked on her way to join her husband in Japan. He died before she arrived. Their graves now lie apart, and her soul, it seems, cannot find rest. Those who see her speak of a profound chill in the air and an overwhelming feeling of sorrow. whispers in foreign tongues. During quiet, misty mornings or rainy summer evenings, hikers and locals have reported hearing strange whispers coming from the direction of the cemetery in English, German, Russian, or French. Often the voices are fragmented, like half-heard conversations carried on the wind. Some believe these are residual echoes, fragments of language and longing from those who died far from home. The shadowed guardian. Then there's a figure that some call the watcher at the gate. A tall man in Western-style overcoat and hat is seen standing just behind the iron gate at dusk. Those who lock eyes with him feel an oppressive weight on their chest, a pressure that doesn't lift until they leave. Is he a ghostly sentry? A soul still guarding the resting place of his fellow countrymen? Or something darker? A spirit who refuses to leave because he never truly belonged? The cemetery isn't the only haunted legacy of Kobe's international history. In the Kitano district, the former homes of foreign merchants, many of which are now museums or cafes, are also known for paranormal activity. In places like the Weathercock House, staff have reported unexplained footsteps, cold spots, and even music playing from locked, empty rooms. And after the Great Hanshin earthquake in 1995, even more ghost stories emerged across the city. Spirits seen walking burned-out streets, passengers vanishing from buses, and dreams haunted by lost voices. In Japanese tradition, when people die far from home, especially in foreign lands, or in times of great trauma, their souls can become yurei, ghosts unable to pass on peacefully. And while the cemetery was established with care by the foreign community, many of its occupants were never reunited with their loved ones. Some were buried hastily, others forgotten. The Kobe Foreign Cemetery becomes more than just a resting place. It's a liminal space, suspended between East and West, life and death, memory and loss. If you ever find yourself hiking the trails above Kobe, especially near Futatabi Park, and you spot an old iron gate hidden in the forest, look carefully. You might just catch a glimpse of a white dress among the trees, or hear foreign voices carried on the mountain wind. But be respectful. That hillside is home to more than history. It's home to stories that still whisper in the shadows. Thanks for joining me tonight on Supernatural Japan. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to the podcast and leave a 5-star review wherever you listen to us. And if you have ever had your own eerie experience in Kobe or any other haunted place in Japan, please send me a message. I would love to hear your story and share your story. You can email me at supernaturaljapan@gmail.com. Now, you can also help the show grow and support the show and all the content that I create by buying me a coffee. There's a link in the show notes at buymeacoffee.com. Check that out. Would really appreciate it. Now, of course, I'd also love to have you follow us on social media. If you'd like to see pictures of Kobe, the place I called home for 10 years, and the Kobe Foreign Cemetery, and lots of other pictures from Kobe, and of all the podcast episodes you've heard so far, go follow us on Instagram at Supernatural Japan. You can follow me on Blue Sky and X at Matt from Maple. Of course, you can always email the podcast at supernaturaljapan@gmail.com. And we have a Facebook group. Please join. Come on over. Facebook.com/supernaturaljapan. And that's it for me, Kevin O'Shea. Until next time, keep your lanterns lit and your footsteps light.